Queerdaho!
We're here.
We're queer.
We're covered in coffee.
We are covered in coffee. Courtesy of Saka, the podcast. Right when we were about to start this episode, he decided it was a good time for Crickett's coffee to be the reason for the new rule of no coffee on the table in front of us.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Every rule comes from something.
Yeah. Well, but fortunately, it does look like all of our electronics are still in working order, so here we are.
The main victims being my ring light and, like, your power adapter thing.
Yeah. I just really hope that the power adapter for my computer doesn't crap out.
Yeah.
Because I need that to charge my computer to produce this podcast. Yeah. So, I'm not sure why Saka is sabotaging us today, but, you know.
He has his motives.
Saka be socking.
He's socking.
Socking. Saka be socking.
Ladies, I'll rock ya.
Too many syllables, bub. Anyway, Cricket, what's wonderful with you?
I am, I bought a new vanity for my room.
Ooh.
It's one of those kinds with, like, a full-length mirror. So now I have to, like, clean my room.
Yeah.
Which I said that when I got the bed frame. But now I have to because I have 4 furniture items waiting to assemble. So
listen, it's just one spot at a time.
One spot at a time.
One spot at a time.
And you know what? It'll be good. It'll be great. I will just spend time to do the things, and then the things will happen.
Yeah, exactly. You know what helps me is I, like, reframe it. Like, instead of focusing on, I need to clean my room, I focus on, it would be nice for my dresser to be clean. It would make me feel happy to see that when I wake up in the morning. So, maybe a little bit of that for some motivation.
For sure. Yeah, that's good advice. And, like, I have noticed, like, when I do approach it with, like, a more positive, like, I'm trying to accomplish something rather than I'm trying to get rid of this mess sort of deal, it makes it a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's wonderful with you?
What's wonderful with me is this weekend I had the privilege of going to my dear friend and nail technician's birthday party, which was emo themed.
Ooh, that's fun.
So, yeah, just a bunch of elder millennials in a room together. There was copious amounts of alcohol. I did not partake, but it was a nice change for me to be the sober one at the party watching everybody else act a fool. No, it was really fun, and my friend Jules is just, she's an amazing human. And so I was really happy that I got to spend the night with her and enjoy her company and meet some cool new friends in the process.
That's wonderful.
Plus, it's a party that I didn't even have to buy anything for, because that's just my normal wardrobe.
Yeah, that's so nice. So nice.
So yeah. It's party season. Everybody's coming out of the woodwork. So should we get on over to the Pink Pony Club?
Pink Pony Club.
Oh, and guys, since we've been around for a while now, we're now going to also be using the Pink Pony Club as our little update section about the pod, about what we're doing, about what's going on, especially as we come up into festival season.
Yes.
First and foremost, I would like to say I apologize, because I am very aware that you are hearing announcements for shows that have already happened, and that is because I am bad at math. And when we recorded these episodes, we didn't realize when they'd be posting. But the good news from that is that we will soon be moving to a weekly posting schedule so that we can alleviate some of that discrepancy. And so, apologies to Antifa. I did not announce your American Idiot show in time, but I was there, and it was amazing. So, and so that was my little update. Do you have any updates?
Not really.
Okay. Well, as far as events goes, my friends.
Oh, wait. We've got a very important announcement.
Oh, we do.
Today is 420.
It is?
Yes!
Earth Day.
Yeah. So make sure and go sign that legalize
plants,
medicinal
herbs
initiative thing.
Yeah.
Go Google it.
You know what we're talking
what
about. You don't need us to spell it out for you. You know what we mean.
Got this.
You know we love the earth.
We love the earth.
It is our planet.
We love broccoli.
We love broccoli. Broccoli's amazing.
And we love Canada.
We do love Canada. Oh, Canada.
Please save us.
Please. I actually do keep getting targeted ads to immigrate to Canada.
That's beautiful.
They're like, have you thought about immigrating to Canada? Yes, many times, yes. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I have a DUI, so I can't.
Damn.
But, just, yeah.
Such is life.
Canada, can I come anyway?
Please.
Anywho's, but the good news is that we do still have the Queerly Arts Festival to look forward to coming up here in June. That is June.
Let me look it up.
Why do we keep forgetting the dates to this? How many times have we announced this? We should know by now.
Yep.
I believe it's June 19th through 21st.
25th through 28th.
I'm so off. That's what I said, 25th through 28th. That's totally what I said. You guys heard me.
And those events are variety showcases. 6:25, It Came from the Closet. 6:26, The Garden of Stephen. 6:27, Fruity Westerns. And then 6:28, they added on a brunch variety show.
Ooh! Brunch. I love brunch.
Me too.
So yay. Then, of course, Canyon County Pride is coming up on June 14th. So get that on your calendar. If you are in further over on the eastern side, Mountain Home Pride is also going to be on the 14th of June. So if you can't make it all the way over here to the Treasure Valley, you can always check in over at Mountain Home Pride. And I'm sure they would love to see you, as this is only their second annual event. So definitely go out to support them if you happen to be in the area, if you can get over to that area. And hopefully next year we will be able to have a booth there as well as Canyon County.
Very sick.
Any other announcements?
I'm wearing my Golden Girls Love is Love shirt.
I mean, glorious.
You're welcome.
It's beautiful.
That's it.
That was the announcement?
Yep.
That's okay. I mean, valid.
Possibly the most autistic thing I've ever done on this podcast. Just look at my shirt.
Yeah,
we're done.
By the way, this is my shirt. Okay. That's pretty neat.
Hey Taylor, what's wonderful with you?
Well, Crickett, you know how I always look like I time traveled from a Vans Warped Tour?
A little bit, yeah.
Well, I found this wonderful new site. It's called Old Glory. Ooh. And it's like a band merch treasure trove. Like, they've got shirts and sweaters and accessories, keychains, magnets, like whatever you want.
I love a good keychain.
Oh, right? Yes, I love a good keychain. I love knickknacks.
Do they have retro merch?
They absolutely have retro merch that you can't get on tour.
That's fucking sickening. I fucking love me some retro merch.
I love retro everything. Speaking of retro everything, they also have stuff from like old TV shows or current TV shows. And like the classics, like Pokemon and like...
Oh, yeah.
And if you're into the sports, they do have the sports too. I know I'm going to be looking there for my mom and my dad at Christmas time.
Yeah, sports ball lovers hit them up.
Right?
Do they have like video game shit?
They do have video game shit.
Okay, that's perfect for me.
Yeah, pretty much anything you could think of, they've got some.
Do you think they'd have anything that I could use for like my Pride fit?
That's the best part. They have a freaking huge LGBT section that could dress the entire Treasure Valley, honestly.
Amazing. Oh my god. Like, where do I go? Where's the website?
It's at oldglory.com. And the best part is they've given us 15% off. All we have to do is use the discount code Queerdo.
Sick. I can fucking girl math the fuck out of that to justify more swag. Like, can our listeners use the code too?
Hell yeah, they can.
Oh my god. Okay, so that's oldglory.com, promo code Queerdo to get 15% off of officially licensed gear and merch.
That's it.
Queered. Hey Taylor, is it time to be a little gay?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do some crime too.
I'm gonna sit back with a snack.
Today, we are going to talk about a bill that unfortunately has been signed into law.
Oh.
A bill that's been signed into law as an emergency. So it's already taken effect.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to you about Idaho House Bill 561, otherwise known as the Flag Fines Bill. So I'm going to read you the statement of purpose for this bill. This legislation amends Idaho Code to revise provisions regarding flags flown by government entities and to establish provisions regarding enforcement by the Attorney General. Failure of a government entity to comply will be subject to a civil penalty of $2,000 per flag each day flag is displayed. The Attorney General will have the duty to enforce this penalty against a government entity. If there is a failure to comply, the Attorney General has the authority to file a civil action in district court. Now, I know probably most people now are familiar with this piece of legislation because it has been all over national news, all over every news site, every social media page, because of how absolutely ridiculous and targeted it is.
Batshit and bonkers.
Batshit and bonkers. Because, of course, nobody has ever cared about any flag until pretty much now. Outside of the Confederate flag, which I will stay, no government building should be flying the flag of a traitorous, failed coup. So, don't even bring that shit to my doorstep.
Right.
And it's ridiculously punitive. $2,000 per day? Per day? Why? Who is so harmed by a pride flag that it would be necessary to fine a city $2,000 per day?
Oh, it doesn't represent me. The only flag that represents everybody in the United States of America is the American flag.
Yeah, tell that to the ancestors of the enslaved people that built this country for you. Yeah, they always talk about the fucking red stripes representing blood. But we know whose blood it should represent, and it doesn't to those people. Anywho. I mean, like I said, it's obviously targeting the pride flag.
Yeah.
It's based in nothing but hatred and fear.
Like, this is the kind of shit we're going to see in the history textbooks for the Idaho section.
Yeah.
Like, when it gets to, like, Idaho history courses, we're going to see this shit. And we're going to see that it was targeted at Boise Mayor McLean, who was an icon, by the way. She's
a fucking icon. We love her. I'm going to talk more about her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so wild. And I mean, they also included an amendment to include government-owned light post parks, etc. So they can't fly the pride flag from light posts. They can't fly the pride flag in the park from any government-owned structure. It's so wild. But there's also a provision made for other countries and celebrations, etc.
Oh, great. So Israeli flags?
So other countries, fine. But not gay Americans. That's going way too far. And like I said at the beginning, they're calling it an emergency. What fucking emergency? What's the emergency? What emergency is happening? Who has been physically harmed by seeing a pride flag on government property? Answer, nobody. And here, I quote, an emergency existing, therefore, which emergency is hereby 21 declared to exist, this act shall be in full force and effect and after its passage and approval. I'm sorry, the 21 was the line number I forgot to delete. Yeah. Copy, paste. Yes. Our mayor, if you are unfamiliar with Boise's mayor, Mayor McLean, she is an absolute icon, an absolute badass, and the definition of an ally.
Oh, yeah.
She shows up to every Pride event. Pretty much, I think she usually gives a speech when she's there. Last year at Latinx Pride, she had a Barbie shirt on. She was so cute. And she made an announcement. For one, they passed this law once again. Governor Little signed it into law on Trans Day of Visibility.
He waited till, like, the last second. That was literally... Yeah.
So deliberate.
Yep.
And they also forced Mayor McLean to take down the pride flag that day, too.
Yeah.
Which she made a point to make an announcement saying, I don't want to do this. Boise is and always will be, always has been a city for everyone. And I am going to do everything I can to continue to be an ally. And I want to let our, LGBTQ friends, neighbors, and citizens know that you are seen, you are loved, and you are wanted. God, I love that woman.
She's great.
And then, Crickett, what did Mayor McLean do next?
She wrapped the fucking, lampposts in rainbows.
That's right, she did. She wrapped the actual lampposts, which were not included in those amendments, the physical posts themselves, in pride colors.
Yeah.
God, I love that woman.
Whoever came up with that idea deserves a raise.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if it was Mayor McLean herself, of course she deserves a raise.
Yeah, she deserves all the raises.
But
she
everybody
deserves Governor Little's salary.
Yeah, everybody on the team, they're just the best.
Yeah. Just, we love you, Mayor McLean. We love everyone in your office. You're amazing. Thank you for standing up for us.
Yes.
In a state that just really wants to keep us down. So we love you and appreciate you. I also, while we're here, I wanted to give just a little history on the pride flag and its significance to our community. Because, there's all this talk about how the pride flag is, from the other side, about how it's bragging about sexuality or it's perverted so let's talk about what it really is meant to represent. Okay, so the pride flag is a flag that was born and has evolved several times, as we've seen. But the original Gilbert Baker pride flag was created in 1978 when Harvey Milk asked artist Gilbert Baker to design a symbol of gay pride. And if you don't know who Harvey Milk is, my goodness, I would take an entire episode to explain who Harvey Milk is.
Maybe one of these days we'll do that. Maybe one of these days.
We probably will do an entire episode on Harvey Milk because he was an amazing man who did amazing things for the gay pride movement. Essentially was the father of the gay pride movement in San Francisco. So God rest Harvey Milk and thank him for the amazing work he did. So the Gilbert Baker flag, each color represents a different part of the LGBTQ community. Now, much to the chagrin of the other side, yes, the hot pink does represent sex. Oh, no! As if we're not all products of sex ourselves.
The original sin.
The red line represents life. As in red, as in the blood that pumps through all of our bodies. All of us. Every single one. Orange represents healing, which is something we all need in our lives. Yellow represents sunlight.
Another thing we all need.
Another thing we all need, because if we didn't have sun, I don't know if you know this, we'd die.
We would.
We would die. And if you're really sad a lot, let me ask you, are you inside a lot? Because if you are, baby, please go. It's sunny today. Go out in the sun. Like I told my best friend yesterday, come out of your Heidi office hole and go and sit on a rock for an hour.
Go soak in those full spectrum UVs.
Go be a happy lizard on a rock.
Photosynthesize.
And if you're photosensitive like me, I get it. You can't spend that much time in the sun. Put on a long sleeve. Go and sit in the shade. Just get a breeze going through your hair. Get yourself
some of that nice, that super light cotton, long sleeve shit that covers your skin so you feel all nice and breezy.
Yeah, or one of those really flowy kimono cardigans. Yeah. Trust me, you sit in a garden in one of those things and you feel like a little elf. It's great. Try it. Beautiful. Yeah. Which ties into the next stripe, which is green, which represents nature. Another thing we are all part of and that we all need to survive.
Yeah.
Sidebar, save the bees.
Yeah. Save the bees.
Oh my god, my apple tree, all the apple blossoms were all open the other day. And then we got a big old windstorm, so they're all gone now. But I got a picture of it, and then I just stood under my apple tree, and I saw all these bees just all over the little... It was such a peaceful moment. Go find those moments, y'all. Right, especially right now, the way the world is right now. Please go find a park, or a river, or a creek, or something, and just find somewhere where you can take a few deep breaths in nature. Trust me, even if you're not an outside person, it's something you need every once in a while.
You do.
It just is.
It helps promote healthy bones as well. So if you don't want to get osteoporosis as you get older.
Unless you're like a bubble boy. In that case, don't do it.
Yeah. No, there's other things you can do.
There's other things. Like watch a nature show. Maybe put on some Bob Ross.
Or both.
Or both.
¿Por qué no dos?
Yeah, ¿por qué no dos? Get one of those little nature CDs or playlists or whatever. Just play it while you paint a little happy tree or whatever. Which ties into our next line, turquoise.
Yeah.
Which represents magic and art. And I get it, and everybody's like, "Ooh, magic, that's stupid." I'm like, well, you know what? Nature is magic.
Also, all of Christianity is fucking magic. Like,
literally.
Okay,
all organized religion is magic.
No, bro paid a blood sacrifice for your sins, and you're not saying that that's somehow not related to magic? Like,
and then
shut up.
Popped out of his grave and went up to heaven a few days later.
Yeah.
Like, come on!
Complete with wounds. Yeah. Man turned full zombie.
Full on zombie. I mean, zombie Jesus is kind of my favorite Jesus, but
it's great.
It's great. Anyway, sorry, Mom. My mom would never listen to this podcast. The next line is indigo, which represents serenity, which isn't something all of us have, but is something we should all seek to find within ourselves. Because, trust me, I've been there, and I'm still there some days. The anger is toxic. You've got to find a balance.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you become the ugliness.
You really do.
And it's so important to find whatever helps you get to that space within that just helps you to breathe and let the tension go out of your body for a few seconds a day is critical. Mm-hmm. So, gotta find that.
Yeah.
And then violet symbolizes the spirit of the LGBTQ plus people. So, okay, straights, you got us. You got us. There's one line in there that was just for us. Mm-hmm. But the rest of it, it's all encompassing of the human condition. Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Queerness is part of the human condition. I'm sorry.
It really is. There's more of us than you think. It's not that there are more queer people now. It's that it's not as it wasn't as dangerous for us to be ourselves now, which is that's what they're trying to make great again. Really, they're trying to make gay, trans, bisexual, queer people in general just to go back into hiding. That's great. Doesn't sound great to me.
They're dumb.
Does not sound great to me. Does it sound great to you?
No, it sounds like anti-diverse for the sake of being anti-diverse. That's called racism, babe.
Yeah. This 6-color pride flag has represented the community for over 40 years and is still one of the most common LGBTQ plus flags that you'll see. Mass-produced or in-store windows or just generally people passing out, their parade supplies. You might see that one most often. However, the pink and turquoise was removed after Harvey Milk's assassination. And then, of course, there are so many flags that are what's the right word? Not orientational?
Yeah, like different orientations.
Yeah, so we'll definitely have a link in the show notes. I'll link, the HRC has a great page that has each one of the flags. And I did get a lot of my information about the pride flags from the HRC. But, there's lesbian flag, there's a demisexual flag, there's an asexual flag, there's a non-binary flag. Yeah. There's a flag for everybody out there. And so
there's even ones for, like, all the, like, little sub classifications and stuff like that. Like the stuff, like the labels that people invent to describe themselves. Like stuff like that. Lots of people will make flags for that. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you're ever curious, like, you can just Google, okay, like, what's the flag for insert thing here? And go to town. Like,
the internet is a wonderful place.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And maybe eventually we'll have a history tab on our website where we can put a lot of that stuff in too.
Like,
now the most common or the most recent flag, which is the flag that, everybody tries to use going forward as we evolve and as we learn, is called the Intersex Inclusive Progress Pride Flag. You've probably seen it. It's the flag that has the rainbow on the side, and then it has the two, what is it? I can't even think of it.
Chevrons?
Chevrons, yeah. Thank you. For Two-Spirit, for Two-Spirit, for our BLPOC members of the community, for trans inclusiveness, and for intersex inclusiveness, which is the circle, the purple circle in the yellow field in the very center of these chevrons.
Okay, so the progress chevron includes black and brown stripes for people of color.
Thank you.
And then light blue, pink, and white for transgender people.
Thank you.
Okay.
But yes, I was like, I couldn't. I don't. Yeah. You know what it looks like. Yeah. What? Stop hassling me.
Yeah. I'm sure there's one that includes Two-Spirit though as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that one of the stripes was for Two-Spirit, but...
Yeah, I think there are interpretations, like, there's different interpretations for the colors, like, that's just, like, the one that Google pulls up first, so.
Okay. But, anyways, that was created in 2021, and it is the most updated pride flag to date. And the reason that the pride flag was created in the first place was that they needed a symbol for the movement, but at the time, the only symbol that they had was the pink triangle, which, little history lesson, if there's people out there that don't know, the pink triangle is what the Nazis would mark gay people with, mostly gay men, but sometimes gay women, with when they sent them to concentration camps. They were marked with a pink triangle instead of a Star of David. I guess to just show which kind of undesirable person they were. And so that was reclaimed by the gay community when the gay pride movement started after shortly after World War II. Right. Yes. Like, wait, dates, history, I know things.
Yes.
That's what I do. I bake and I know things.
Yes.
But they felt that the pink triangle was outdated and it brought up too much trauma, too much of a negative, traumatic history, and too much pain, and they wanted something that was inspiring and uplifting and motivating, rather than something that reminded everyone of a tragedy they didn't want to go back to. Yeah. So there it is, straight people. It has nothing to do with excluding you. It has nothing to do with trying to be better than you. It has nothing to do with wanting to be above the American flag. It is that, as much as you would hate to admit it, the LGBTQ plus community is a marginalized community because of your insistence on injecting your religious values into your politics. Because let me tell you something right now. The politicians that are backing this bullshit, guess what? They don't actually fucking care. They do not care if Jesus does or does not love gay people or trans people. No, they don't care.
And they do plenty of their own shit behind closed doors.
Oh, yeah. We all... Yeah, like we're all very aware that Grindr shuts down during every Republican major event.
Yeah. And, like, there's always, like, the swinging scandals. And, like, oh, yeah, such and such politician ended up, like, in a throuple with so-and-so. And, like, it got leaked. And, like,
well, look at Bobert's husband.
Yep.
Bimbo Bob or whatever the fuck his name is.
Larry Craig, anyone?
It's just... Every accusation is just fingers pointing back at themselves. Yeah, like, who was that? Yeah, was it the country singer that just got arrested on a shit ton of fucking pedophilia charges?
Ooh, I don't know if I've heard about that one yet.
Oh, yeah, that's a new one, yeah. A country music singer that's being brought up on a ton of child rape charges.
Shit.
Very, of course, MAGA.
Yeah.
Anti-left, anti-woke person. But, speaking of which, I've been watching The Boys. I'm finally getting caught up on The Boys because Jensen Ackles could be acting in a 3-hour-long herpes medication commercial and I would watch it. Yep. Because it's Jensen Ackles. Dean Girl for life. But, so I've been getting caught up on that. And, Eric Kripke is just, he's getting all his frustrations through show making. Kripke, I see you.
Hey.
And I see the parallels. Well, let's just say that show, when you say art is a mirror to society, like, it's a very thinly veiled mirror.
Yeah.
Oh, but, I mean, old Trump, Donnie should love it. He's Homelander. The shit should make him so happy. He's a big, strong boy. A big, strong superhero boy. Such a good boy.
Yep.
Anywho. But yeah, that is a little history on the pride flag and its significance and why straight people just need to chill the fuck out about it.
Saying that you're including a group of people doesn't mean that everyone else is immediately excluded.
It's not pie.
It's not fucking pie.
Not pie. And if it was pie, you couldn't have any.
If it was pie, we can always make more pie.
That's true.
We don't have limited pies. You can go to the grocery store and buy a fucking pie.
I have so much rhubarb in my backyard. If you bring strawberries over, we'll just make strawberry rhubarb pies for days.
Pie is a fucking renewable resource.
It is. Pie is a renewable resource. That's very true. Oh. Very true.
Oh. Renewable pie.
Renewable pie. Title of your sextape. Well, on that note, maybe we should move on to
our rep rec.
Yeah, rip wreck. Yep. Okay. So on that note, let's get on to some rep wrecks. So, Crickett, what is your representation recommendation for this week?
Sorry, my brain just... it melted for a second.
I was like, I know you wrote it down.
I did.
Why are you thinking so hard?
It's because I wrote down all the things for another one, and then I changed my mind while I was in the car on the way over here.
Fair.
So I was like going over my mental notes, and then was like having an internal panic attack. Like, wait, should I just do the original one? No, bitch. I'm doing Low Rise Jeans by Demi Lovato.
Oh.
It's a new song by our royalty, our NB icon, our she, they, she. Anyway, so it's just a song about low-rise jeans and wearing like a see-through t-shirt and like just generally like feeling yourself and like being sexy and like.
Okay, but I automatically have to call bullshit on it.
Why?
Because low-rise jeans are the devil.
Well, yeah.
Low-rise jeans are the devil, girl. Don't bring them back. I know. I see them coming back. Girls, don't let them bring them back. Don't let them bring them back!
I mean, they're not for everybody, to be sure.
They are not for hourglass figures. Like,
yeah.
No. Because, right, all of this, they come right in the middle of the hip.
Yeah.
So if you have an hourglass figure, like, you're gonna have either a muffin top or a sag ass.
My compromise has been like mid-rise, because on my body type, they kind of read like low-rise without the whole ass cheeks literally hanging out situation.
Fair.
Because my butt's always been too big for the low-rises.
See, I'm just a high-rise girly. Once I got past the, like, because, you know, I come from the land of low-rise. I was there, Gandalf. I was there in 2002. Oh, God. And then I was like, no, I'm never a high... And then I got my first pair of high-rise jeans. So I'm like, oh, my God. Hello, gorgeous.
Yeah.
So you can keep your low-rise jeans.
Yeah, I'll keep my
but I do
jeans.
love Demi Lovato.
Yeah.
I do. Love that bitch.
Icon. Truly.
Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez just both hold a special place in my heart, even if they don't hold a special place in each other's.
That's valid. Yeah. I feel like Selena Gomez keeps getting canceled for stuff, but I can't remember what.
Oh, God, what now?
I don't know.
You know what? Don't tell me.
I can't remember if it's anything, like, actually worth its salt or not. Like, I need to look up this stuff.
If y'all know, unless it's something, like, really, really heinously bad, don't tell me.
Yeah.
Because she has lupus, and she does good stuff for people, and I love her eyeliner.
Yeah, didn't she make a baking show for a while? Like, I love that. That's so cute.
And I just always remember the one clip she has her, like, grandpa with her, and he's, like, chopping for her. She's like, I have lupus and my hands are weak, so my poppy does it for me. I'm like, I get it, because I have weak hands, too. It took me so long to make those cookies, because I couldn't hold the mixer long enough. Coming back to it. It's fine, I made it work. My KitchenAid broke. It just takes me twice as long to make cookies. It's fine.
Whatever.
So, yeah, unless you know something really heinous about Selena Gomez, keep it to yourself.
I'll do my research and then I won't tell you shit about it.
Thank you. That's all I ask. Just let me be blissfully ignorant about Selena Gomez.
Yeah. But listen to Demi Lovato. Stream Low Rise Jeans.
Do listen to Demi Lovato.
It is a great, like, summary, like, bop. Just like, mwah.
Just got that kind of, like,
Got
boppy.
that low. And then it's like low and rise, rise. Jeans work. Don't need your imagination. It's just good.
Are you sure it's not a Levi's commercial?
I bet Levi's is going to steal your idea.
Probably.
Yeah, Levi's is definitely going to steal your idea.
Just the way you say it kind of reminded me of the Beyonce Levi's commercial. Levi's jeans. I'm not Beyonce.
No, pay her consulting fees, Levi's jeans. If you use
that idea, I'm coming for you. Trademark, copyright.
Yep.
Or you could just hire me.
Yeah, fair.
Hi, Levi's.
Yeah.
I'm available.
All right, what's your rep rec?
My rep rec this week is kind of an oldie, but something that just popped up on my For You feed, and I watched it 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah.
It is Paul Ryder, and that's Ryder, performing Bang Bang on Ireland's Got Talent.
Hell yeah.
Paul is in full drag with, like, straight up backup dancers. Like, it's a whole performance.
It's beautiful.
At which he got a standing ovation from all the judges, including Michelle Visage herself. So, if anybody knows what the fuck she's talking about.
Perhaps Michelle Visage.
Perhaps Michelle Visage herself. This did air in 2018, so like I said, it's a little bit of an oldie.
But a goodie.
But it's finally made it to us all the way here in fucking Idaho.
Right.
And Paul is a queen in real life. And the drag slays. I spent entirely too long on his Instagram, just scrolling.
That's probably what I'm going to do after we're done recording.
He's also a model.
Love that.
And he has a podcast called The Influenced Podcast.
I'm a drag performer with a podcast. Hey, Paul Ryder, we should collab.
Bestie! Hey!
I mean,
and he's going to say no, because I said that just now. I just ruined it. Sorry.
You made it weird.
I made it weird.
Okay, I make everything weird.
Story of my life, honestly. But the Influence Podcast, I did just, like, jot down their little mission statement. The objective of Influence is to go behind the camera to speak directly to the people who have built something from nothing.
I love that.
So it's a podcast about influencers by influencers. So be kind of cool, especially if you're looking to get into the influencer space, or if you want to, I don't know, do something weird, like get with your friend and make a podcast.
Or join a podcast that someone made with their friend.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Maybe press the camera button.
Yeah, or maybe you want to do things like help organize, or maybe work at event booths. There's options out there for you.
Yeah.
If you're curious about
you want to get involved locally.
Yeah, you could just reach out to us. We've got a lot of information about that.
Shameless plug.
Shameless. And no, we cannot pay you except for with our love.
Yeah. Eventually, that will probably, hopefully.
The bigger we get, the closer we get to actually being able to get paid. Yeah. So, if you want to get in on the ground floor,
also, the more people pay us,
the
more we can pay you.
Yeah, you can subscribe on our Patreon. Oh, speaking of which, we do have our very first Patreon supporter.
Dun, 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 dun.
So, Jade, thank you for your support. We appreciate you. We love you.
Shout out, Jade.
Thank you for being our very first monthly supporter.
Miss you, homie.
We love you. Well, without anything further on Paul, do go follow Paul. We will include his Instagram in our show notes. And I think that we might want to move along to this week's Sapphic Salute. Cha-cha.
So this week's Sapphic Salute is the icon, Sophie. The icon, the music producer, the artist, the royal. So she went by Sophie mononymously, like in her creative life, but she also went by Sophie Zion more in like her personal life. She was a British music producer, helped pioneer the hyperpop genre, and the way I kind of came across her music was like I was watching a ContraPoints video, and it was her video called Beauty. It's about like a lot of different things, but I remember specifically like she was talking about like gender affirming surgeries and stuff like that, and like there was this like really artsy like sort of like film like stuff like at the beginning, kind of introduction to the video sort of thing, and Sophie's Face Shopping was playing in the background. I was like, oh my god, this sounds so cool. It's like, so anyway, like it just had an impact. It was like very experimental, very gritty, very textured, layered, like heavy industrial, raw, like all this stuff. And like I was stricken. I was in love, and I needed to listen to more of the music. So I wanted to learn a little hunt to learn more about her, and I learned that she produced a lot of tracks for Charlie XCX, like a lot of tracks. Like they worked very closely together. And also she worked together with Kim Petras a lot, who's like another trans artist icon. But that's kind of jumping ahead a little bit. So like I want to go like way back to like her beginnings. She was born in 1986 in England. Later she moved to London with her family. And her dad would take her to raves and introduced her to like all kinds of electronic music, which I thought was really fucking cool. And around 9 or 10, she started making her own music, and she would like lock herself in her room and like say she wasn't gonna come out till she'd finished an album. And like I just thought that was so cute. And then her half sister asked her to DJ her wedding, not really realizing she was making her own music and not DJing really. Oh. So she learned to DJ. And she was like, yeah, you know, I'm just gonna. I suspect that those things are connected, but the article that I pulled this from, like the Wikipedia page, like it didn't specify. But we're just gonna take a little literary, like, whatever, and just
artistic license.
Yes, artistic license. We're gonna take a little bit of artistic license and say those things were probably connected. Anyway, so she started out professionally in a band called Motherland around 2008 and did a lot of work with them and through that name for a while. And then she scored a short film called Dear Mr/Mrs. in 2011, formed a duo called S-Fire with a DJ called Jeffrey S-Fire in 2013, and then eventually she became involved with artists from a little label called PC Music. She started producing under the name Sophie in 2013, and she released a bunch of singles that were like, you know, that sort of like gritty experimental texture that I was like kind of talking about. And then eventually she kind of released them in a collection called Product. It was like an album. But it wasn't like a studio album, like it wasn't everything like was made to go together. It was just kind of like a collection of singles sort of thing. Anyway, one of her songs from that, Lemonade, was featured on a McDonald's commercial, which I thought was cool. It's a very good song. You should listen to it. In 2014, this one's fun, she produced a Boiler Room set. And if you don't know what the Boiler Room is, it's like a very popular, like...
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, it's like a very popular, like, a lot of artists will do this, like, Boiler Room set sort of deal. It's kind of like Tiny Desk, but, like, it's a different vibe. Like, a very different vibe. It's more like party, like, whatever. Anyway, so she sent a drag performer, Ben Woozy, in her stead to DJ the event. And when you watch the video, knowing this, it's, like, genuinely comedic, like, how perfectly, like, on point Ben Woozy's, like, acting is for the whole thing. It's great. I highly recommend looking up this Boiler Room set because like it's great. And the best part is like that's not even all. It's not that she just like hired a drag performer to play her so that she can make a statement about like artistic identity. No. Miss Thing played the security guard.
Nice.
She literally like she at this time she was a closeted trans woman. So like she was basically like a trans woman in male drag for this event. Like, people in her personal life likely probably knew about her identity a little bit more. So, like, they would be in on this. But, like, nobody else really knew. So, she was just, like, the male security guard. And not only that, but she hired people to to get on stage and cause chaos for her to lead them off stage, like in a very comedic fashion. And it was beautiful. And anyway, so the whole thing's it's great. I suggest watching it. In 2015, she also worked very closely with Charlie XCX and produced like the bulk of her Vroom Vroom EP. So like if you know that like Charlie XCX song Vroom Vroom, like that was Sophie, bitch. That was Sophie. Go listen to more of her stuff. In 2017, she released a single from like her like next album called It's Okay to Cry, and this is when she came out as transgender. So like this, prior to this point, she hadn't released any work that had her image on it. It was all like other things. It was all like very artistic and a statement on different things, but it wasn't really so much like about her, like or incorporating her identity in the same way that she would sort of evolve to from this point going forward. So in this music video, she's just like naked from the bust up, like in front of like this background where like weather's going on. It's just a very beautiful song and very touching, and it's obviously like very meaningful to her. And it featured her own vocals, which she hadn't done before either. So she was basically like she wouldn't refer to it as like coming out because she found the whole idea to be like a little bit like, it wasn't quite like her conception of what like she wanted to or felt about her identity. Like she felt more like she was just doing what came naturally to her, basically. Like it was her time to just sort of enter the narrative. Anyway, moving on. So she debuted live with songs from that album with a vocalist called Cecile Believe, who I also love. I have done a performance to one of her songs before. And they collaborated for vocals on like every track. And then this album ended up being called Oil of Every Pearls on its sides. It's a very good album. Eventually they made a remix album. Around this time, she also worked with Lady Gaga on like her early Chromatica studio sessions, which was really amazing. And then Sophie got nominated for a Grammy. And she was like the first trans person to get nominated for like the dance and electronic like section of the Grammys, and like the third trans person to be featured period for a Grammy. And then the sad part, she unfortunately passed away in January of 2021. She was climbing up a building to like look at the moon and take pictures, and she tragically fell. But her partner was around and was able to like tell her that she loved her before she passed. So that was very touching.
She was climbing a building?
Yeah, she was like sitting on the roof and looking at the moon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so is this a building that people normally climb, or?
I don't know. I think it was her hotel room building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just kind of a...
Yeah.
Not something you hear every day.
It's not something you hear every day. But from what I've been able to gather, that's exactly the kind of person that she was. She would climb up buildings to look at the moon. Like,
I mean, fair.
Yeah, like, why not? And I guess that's a risk you take when you climb a building to look at the moon, but it's tragic. Like,
it is tragic.
It's artistic and it's very tragic. Like, yeah. Anyway, so like many artists like eulogized her beautifully, including like Charlie XCX and Sam Smith and even like FKA Twigs.
Well, it sounds like she was kind of a trailblazer for artists like that.
She really was, and like I said, like she kind of trailblazed like the hyperpop genre. Like as a whole in a lot of aspects, and like a lot of people take inspiration from her. She worked very closely with a lot of artists. She did a lot of work with artists that just never gets released, and since her death they've actually released like her brother has worked very closely with a lot of different artists to release her posthumous album, which was an album that she was very close to finishing upon her death. So that recently got released like a year ago or something like that. And to close with, I'll just leave you with like this little quote from an interview she did with Teen Vogue sometime after this live show that she had done for her album with Cecile Believe. And the author says, "Back at the diner, I tell Sophie that her work has always fascinated me because it's unabashedly pop yet undeniably avant-garde while blurring the lines between gender, artifice, and authenticity. I suggest that this ability to encompass many opposing qualities at the same time could be a potent way to collapse false binaries." Sophie's eyes light up. "I love that," she says. "People do think in binaries, and when you confuse what those are, they're like, this is wrong, but this is what I'm here to do." So, without further ado, Sophie,
we salute you! Yeah, she sounds like she was a little ahead of her time.
Very, very much ahead of her time.
course, that could be said by a lot of artists. Yeah. Really.
And you know what? Like, with those artists that were ahead of their time, all we can really do is, like, take their legacy and just, like, you know, pay them tribute. Like, shout them out. Be like, hey, you know, your work means something to me, even though you're gone. Like, here's what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to let it inspire me. And that's what you do.
What you do.
Yeah. You take the lessons that they can teach you, and you roll with it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Well, folks, you know what time it is. It is time for your gay aunties to tell you a little bit about an organization that does a lot for our community, and I would love to do that for you right now. Crickett, have you ever heard of, if I could get back to my right page, sorry, the GLBT Historical Society?
I've heard a little bit, and I have their website open so that I can kind of peruse it while you talk about them.
Awesome. Well, it is, I'm going to read you their little blurb here. Founded in 1985, the Gay, Lesbian, Bisexual, Transgender, or GLBT Historical Society is recognized internationally as a leader in the field of LGBTQ public history. Our operations are centered around two sites: our GLBT Historical Society Museum, located since 2011 in the heart of San Francisco's Castro neighborhood. And if you know anything about gay history, you will know that the Castro district in San Francisco is a huge part of gay history. Huge, huge, huge. In fact, at one point in history, one of the few safer neighborhoods to live in for gay Americans. So, if you've never been to the Castro district, highly recommend. It's fabulous. And, I mean, it butts up to Haight-Ashbury. Like, it's, if you've never been to San Francisco, go to San Francisco.
Yeah, what are you doing?
San Francisco is a blasty blast, but is still a major metropolitan area. So it's not, you can't just go thinking everybody's nice, because you'll die. No. But
nope. Definitely learned that a couple times that I've been there. Not the hard way, thankfully, but I've learned that.
Did I tell you about the time that a guy tried to get us to go into Golden Gate Park, me and my friend?
Oh.
So, in Golden Gate Park, you can go down to the beach, and there are these huge, like, community fire pits that anybody can go use. And so we just went out to the beach, and we were hanging out. And I mean, it's just, when you grow up in Central California, going to San Francisco and just hanging out for the day is just something you do. And my friend and I did that. Hi, Saka. Hi, do you want to be part of this story too? So we went and did that, and I had never gone and done the beach thing. So we just went out, and we're, like, talking to some people, and this guy starts talking to us, and he's like, oh, yeah, I even forget, it was something about, like, a party or something, and he just kept trying to get us to go, this strange man, into Golden Gate Park in the middle of the night with him.
What the fuck?
And just kept pushing, and finally, like, some other guys at the fire are like, yeah, dude, don't think they're interested, and he finally just, like, fucked off by himself into Golden. So don't go into Golden Gate Park with strangers. Just because they're from San Francisco does not mean they're nice.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Unfortunately, some people, I don't know, maybe not so much now, but it was sometimes people would go to places like San Francisco and be like, oh, nothing bad will happen in San Francisco. Bad things will happen to you in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I promise you. I mean, Oakland is right there.
Fair enough.
Oakland's terrifying. And it doesn't matter what the color of your skin is. Like, if you're not from Oakland,
take cover.
Go to San Francisco. Just, if you're not a local, you don't belong in Oakland. Go straight to the... Actually, I don't even think the A's are in Oakland anymore. I don't think... never mind. Oh, it's okay. Sports!
Oh. I don't know much about
Anyways,
sports.
I'm sorry. If I have any Oakland fans, sorry. We just lost all of our Oakland, California listeners.
Sorry, Oakland.
Sorry, Oakland, but it's scary there. Stockton looking at you too. Anyways.
GLBT Historical Society.
Back to the GLBT Historical Society. They are there to teach you about things like the history of the gay pride flag and why it's important and why it's not a threat to straight people. They're there to teach the painful history of our community and the not so nice things that our country did to gay Americans and bi Americans and transgender Americans.
And I'm sure they talk about what does happen to Americans.
Yes, and the struggles that we still run into, the legislation that we still have to fight.
Yeah.
And they also have events there. Like, let's see, what do we got for upcoming events? They've got late night at the museum, or they do their, in celebration of Lesbian Visibility Week, they extend their hours. They have non-alcoholic beverages. They have exhibitions to check out. They have Sapphic Saturdays. There's so many different presenters and educational events available there. And this is just what's upcoming in the next few weeks. So definitely check them out if you're in the Bay Area and you're looking for that bit of connection, or you want to learn more about the history of our fight, of our movement. If you're somebody that just truly wants to understand why there is still a pride movement, their website is an excellent place to start. And if you're in the area, I highly recommend taking a trip down there and supporting the museum and, learning it from the experts. Because, as we've said many times, we're just two silly geese with microphones telling you about things that we looked up on the interwebs.
Yep.
Or possibly yelled about down at the Capitol building.
Yep.
So, please, the reason that we have this portion of the show is to provide you with these resources so you can be armed with as much knowledge and empowerment as you can be. Because we're all in this together.
These are tools that you can use.
Yeah.
And we would love for you to use them.
Yes.
Or at least, remember that they exist. So, if you ever do need them, you can look it up. Be like, hey, I've heard about this shit on the podcast. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah. And I mean, the more you know, the better equipped you are to have tough conversations with your homophobic uncle at Easter, or your mom who's really trying to understand, but it's just not quite there, just has these tough questions about the movement, or about why we have a pride flag, or about what gender dysphoria is.
Yeah.
And this is where you can learn about those things, as well as the history of us learning about those things. Because we're still learning. There's still, we're an underfunded research area.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Massively underfunded.
Massively underfunded.
For fuck's sake, they didn't even start testing, medications and stuff on female bodies, AFAB bodies, until very recently.
Very recently.
It's fucking insane. They thought that kids had fewer pain receptacles until, the 90s.
Yeah.
Come on. We're babies when it comes to science.
Yeah.
We're babies when it comes to sociology.
Really are. We've got people making laws about HRT who don't even understand how HRT works.
They don't even know what HRT stands for. They just know hormone.
I know more about HRT than some of these lawmakers, and I'm still woefully, underinformed.
I've dated multiple people who take HRT, and I've had, lots of friends who take HRT. So I feel like I'm, intermediately informed, but I'm by no means as much of an expert as somebody who actually is on HRT, or somebody who studies this stuff.
Yeah. I have several different pride flags in my house, but before I went and found all of this information, I was underinformed about what the pride flag represented. The point we're making is that there is always room for growth and education, and we need to be supporting places like the GLBT Historical Society, and we need to let them know that how much they're appreciated and how much they're needed, especially right now.
Yeah, and we need and it's also a good thing to share these things with your friends too. Tell them about this stuff. Give them more foot traffic on the internet. Give them some more foot traffic on the socials. Make a podcast featuring them.
When you're arguing with dummy-dumb on the internet, maybe instead of just saying things, post some links.
Yeah. Promote media literacy by actually providing sources.
Yeah, provide some sources for them. Provide sources that are fact-based with no emotion behind them. Like from sites like this, like from the HRC, just factual-based articles explaining the significance of the pride flag, and once again, that it has absolutely nothing to do with straight people at all, let alone excluding them. Like they just have to make everything about them.
They do. It's because everything's always been about them, so they feel like if anything different happens, then suddenly it's not about them ever, and it's about everybody else.
It's just, yeah. So if we haven't said it lately, the reason you don't have a straight pride parade is because straight pride has never been, or straightness has never been persecuted.
Never.
Ever. Once in history. Not a one time. But they've got such great resources at this, and you can also get involved. They've got internships available. They've got volunteer slots. You could go work there. So check them out.
Yeah.
Please excuse me hitting my microphone. Anything to add about the GLBT Historical Society?
Yeah, no, basically just echoing everything that Taylor said, and also emphasizing, I really do recommend checking these things out, especially when you're engaging in conversations about this stuff with people. It is a good idea to lead them to things like this that can expand their knowledge, and if they choose to use it, great. If they don't, well, that's just that's on them. That's them.
And they have a website. They have resources online you can use. You could become a member to support them. They've got archives which are really cool. Archives of historical movements and documents and marches, and it is a font of knowledge.
Truly.
That even if you're not sharing it with anybody else, it's good to know where you came from.
Yeah. Learn your history.
Learn your history, or be doomed to repeat it.
And talk to some elder queers in your community.
Do talk to the elder queers.
They have endless knowledge. They are so important.
And remember, in the queer lifeline, elder gays are not necessarily gays that are older than you. Because I came out in my late 30s. So there might be lesbians in their 20s that I consider an elder gay because they've been...
Well, I think the elder gay, specifically does refer to
Does it?
Yeah, I think so.
See, look at you. Look at you, an elder gay, explaining to me what elder gay means.
Yeah, there's the metaphorical elder gay, what Taylor considers an elder gay. And there's the literal, it is somebody that's just literally older than you. Yeah. But,
go to them for, just general life advice.
Because... And then, the metaphorical elder gay for, how do I flirt with women?
Spoiler alert. Even the elder ones might not know.
Yeah.
I asked somebody out this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're going to coffee, but I'm actually... but now I'm playing the whole game in my head, does she think it's a date, or did we just hit it off and she thinks we're hanging out? Let's find out!
Next week on Queerdaho.
Tune in next time.
Maybe you'll have a nice wonderful to share.
I might. You never know. You'll have to come back to find out.
Yeah.
Well, I think on that note, that means that we have reached the saddest part of the show.
Part where I yawn and stretch.
Yeah, you look just devastated to be signing off. Are we boring you, Crickett?
I'm sorry. I'm sleep deprived. I grim all day, every day.
Oh
no, look at me making so much money.
Well, folks, I hope you learned something here today. And if you didn't learn anything here today, I hope we said something in a way that helps you pass on knowledge.
I hope that we were edifying and maybe a little bit funny.
Yeah. Just slightly funny. I'll take slightly funny.
Even just if we made you chuckle in your head, that's fine.
Yeah, just a little
chortle.
Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Because you know what? At the end of the day, we're here. We're taxpayers, bitch.
Bye. It's homophobic. It's homophobic. It's homophobic. It's homophobic. It's homophobic. It's homophobic.
What is wrong with us?
Nothing. Nothing is wrong with us.